right, let's jump into another deep dive. This time, we're checking out this website, Shirdell.se, and it's a Swedish e-commerce site.
Okay.
And it looks like it's all about premium goods. We're talking food, we're talking household products, and maybe even some surprises. Who knows what we'll find? But so our source today is really the website itself, Shirdell.se.
Right.
So it's kind of like we're peeking into a curated grocery list of someone with,
Yeah.
let's just say discerning tastes.
Yes. And what's interesting is how the website is organized. It kind of gives us clues about what they're going for even before we click on anything.
Oh, interesting.
So you have these categories like Iranian products, Indian kitchen, premium goods, of course, next to like a bestseller section.
Oh, and I see there's also Finhörna, which means bargain corner.
Ah, yes.
So maybe even those with, those discerning tastes love a good deal.
Right.
But let's talk about this idea of premium. How does Shirdell.se define it? Because it's not just about a high price tag, right?
No, you're absolutely right. If we look at the descriptions for these premium goods, I think a different picture emerges.
Okay.
Let's take the basmati rice, for example. They have 2 different brands. Each one highlights different qualities.
Okay.
So the Empire brand, this one focuses on like nutty sweetness, long, elegant grains, and how it can really just elevate any dish that you're making.
So it's like they're emphasizing the whole experience, not just the rice itself.
Exactly. And then you have the Dawat brand. Now this one is all about unmatched aroma and flavor.
Okay.
They even call out their sustainable sourcing from the Punjab region.
So premium seems to be less about price and more about like specific qualities, the origin, maybe a sense of place.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, could this be part of a larger trend?
Yeah.
Where people are wanting more experiences and authenticity in what they buy.
That's a great point. It's not just about the product itself anymore. It's like you said, the whole story, the journey of how it got to your table.
Yeah.
And this whole experience, it's not just with the rice. It's across all these other premium goods. Take the pistachios,
Okay.
Matternuts brand. They really push how they're carefully selected, roasted, and imported directly from Syria.
Wow. Syria?
Yeah, they're really emphasizing the best the market has to offer.
So they're selling the whole story behind the pistachios, not just like a bag of pistachios.
Precisely. And it makes you wonder, like, do they actually have a taste test,
Interesting.
blind taste test, to choose the best pistachios?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Right. But they definitely create this intrigue around where they come from and how they're chosen. And then there's the Khanum ghee. The description talks about its rich, nutty flavor and this high smoke point that makes it great for tons of cooking styles.
Oh, that's handy.
And it's a good source of healthy fats, too.
So again, it's all about those special qualities and benefits.
Exactly.
Okay, so it seems like premium in Shirdell's world is all about those unique characteristics, the sourcing, the backstory. It almost has like an artisanal feel to it.
Yeah, I agree. And they have more than just the usual ingredients.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, look at this Mahmoud tea with cardamom, for instance. They say this blend is tasty and exotic.
Sounds perfect for those cozy nights or maybe like a board game marathon.
Totally. So it plays into that desire for something different.
For sure.
Something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of unique, have you seen the Duty Damzaya smoked rice?
Duty Damzaya smoked rice.
Yeah, it's described as exclusive and goes through this special smoking process for a totally different aroma and flavor.
That sounds like it's for like the serious race enthusiast.
Right, like they've tried everything else.
Yeah, they're looking for the next level of flavor.
Exactly.
And then there's this Butna Salawa, which is delicacy of candy made from salwa and filled with pistachio and cardamom.
Pistachio and cardamom? That sounds amazing.
I'd say it's a taste explosion. But wait a minute. What is salwa? Does the website explain that?
It doesn't, actually. But based on the description, it sounds like a Middle Eastern confectionery ingredient.
Okay.
It's interesting they bring it up without explaining it, leaving us to do some research.
It's like a challenge for the curious shopper.
Yeah, like a little puzzle.
Okay, so we've got these unique products that seem to be for adventurous eaters.
Right.
But then there's all this stuff listed as sold out. Like King Dates Medjool, Premium Basmati Indian Gate, Natural Dates Medjool, all gone.
It makes you wonder, are they always low on stock on purpose?
Interesting.
To make it feel more exclusive.
Or maybe it's just that good.
Yeah, maybe it's just that popular.
Either way, it creates this sense of urgency. Like you got to grab it before it's gone.
Like that fear of missing out, but for groceries?
Exactly. Now here's something I've noticed. Shirdell.se isn't all about food. They also have things like Top A's premium cotton swabs.
Cotton swabs.
Yeah, and they're made from paper and biodegradable materials.
Wow, so they're tapping into that eco-conscious consumer too.
Exactly. It seems like premium for them might also be about sustainability, ethical sourcing. It's like curating a lifestyle, not just a pantry.
I like that. Curating a lifestyle. But it brings up some questions too.
Like what?
Well, the website doesn't really say who their target audience is. Who are they curating this for?
Right, and are they focusing on a specific cultural or ethnic market?
Yeah. There's that emphasis on Iranian and Indian products, which could mean something. Or it could just be, what the site creators like.
And of course, there's the question of price.
Right.
Are we talking luxury prices, or are these premium goods for the average shopper?
Yeah, those are all really good questions, and the website doesn't answer them directly.
So our listeners might have to do a little digging on their own.
A little detective work.
But isn't that part of the fun? Discovering these hidden gems, learning the stories behind them?
It is. It really speaks to the power of a good selection.
Yeah.
Even without all the answers, we're already interested.
Okay, so we've looked at the website, what premium means to them, and all these unique products they offer. But what does it all mean? What bigger trends could Shirdell.se be showing us?
That's what we'll talk about in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so we've really gotten a feel for what Shirdell.se offers.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about the bigger picture. Is this just a quirky website, or is it maybe like a sign of something bigger happening with how we think about food?
That's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
I think even with all these unanswered questions, Shirdell.se does kind of point to something bigger going on.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about premium meaning more than just like a high price?
Yeah.
I think that connects to this whole thing we see with consumers wanting authenticity, wanting unique experiences, even in their everyday purchases.
Yeah, it's like people care more about where their food comes from, who makes it, what makes it special.
Right. Like it's a statement now. Exactly.
It's about making the everyday better. And food is such a great way to do that.
Yeah.
Think about it. A few years ago, finding something like Duty Damzaya smoked rice in a regular grocery store, it would have been unheard of.
Totally.
And now here it is on a Swedish website next to Iranian pistachios and Indian ghee, and people are buying it.
I know. It shows how the internet has broken down those geographic barriers.
Absolutely.
It's easier than ever to find and buy these unique things.
It's like a global farmer's market, but online.
Totally. And because of that, there's more demand for authenticity, for products with a story.
For a connection to a place and a culture. We don't want generic stuff anymore.
We want the story behind our food.
Exactly.
Which brings us back to Shirdell.se. They're not just selling things. They're curating a selection. It's like they're tastemakers in a way.
Yeah.
They're guiding us through this huge world of food from everywhere. They're doing all the work for us, finding those hidden gems that fit their idea of premium.
And it seems to be working.
Right.
I mean, I'm personally intrigued by that gutna salwa.
Me too.
And I still don't even know what salwa is.
I know. It's that well-written description, that mystery.
Yeah.
It makes you want to learn more.
Like Shirdell.se is almost like a cultural ambassador or something.
That's a good way to put it.
Introducing us to new flavors and traditions.
Sharing experiences.
Yeah.
Expanding our horizons, one pistachio at a time.
I love that. So is this a trend or a fad or what?
Hard to say.
Are we becoming more adventurous eaters? More globally minded?
I think it's safe to say our relationship with food is definitely changing.
Okay.
We want a deeper connection with what we eat, whether that's knowing where it's from, or supporting sustainability, or just enjoying unique flavors.
And websites like Shirdell.se are leading the way.
They're tapping into this desire for something different.
Like they understand this human need to discover new things.
Absolutely. And they do it in a way that's approachable and inviting.
Yeah.
There's even a sense of humor to the site.
It's not too serious.
Right. Like, we love this stuff, but we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So where does this leave us? What are the big takeaways for our listeners?
I think the main takeaway is next time you're grocery shopping online or in person, look beyond the usual. Look for the stories, where it's from, those special qualities that make it stand out.
Yeah, you might surprise yourself with what you find.
Maybe you'll find your own Duty Damzaya smoked rice.
Exactly.
Your own taste of something extraordinary.
It's about adventure, being open to new experiences.
And who knows, maybe you'll discover a new favorite food, a new way to make your everyday more exciting.
It's amazing how much we learned just from this one website.
It really is.
It's really something, how much we can learn from a website like Shirdell.se, like about ourselves, about what we like, what we're looking for.
Yeah. It really shows how connected the world is these days. I mean, we can get ingredients, we can try food from all over.
Oh.
And that's changing the way we cook, the way we eat.
And it's not just about the exotic stuff either.
Right.
Like, remember those Topist premium cotton swabs?
Oh, yeah, the cotton swabs.
Even a simple cotton swab can be, like, fancy,
Yeah.
made with the environment in mind.
It's about being more aware of what we buy, making better choices.
Exactly. And it makes me think about those unanswered questions we had.
Oh, about Shirdell.
Yeah, like who's their audience?
Mm-hmm.
What about the prices? Maybe they're leaving things vague on purpose.
That's a good point.
To keep it mysterious.
Yeah, like they want us to explore.
Exactly. By not giving us all the answers, they're making us work for it a little.
Mm-hmm.
We have to figure out the story behind the brand ourselves.
Like a treasure hunt.
Yeah. And that's what's so cool about these deep dives.
Right.
It's not just about learning facts, it's about getting curious.
Yeah.
It's about encouraging our listeners to think, maybe even do their own research.
We're not just giving information, we're starting a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing we want our listener to take away from all this?
I'd say don't be afraid to try something new.
Oh,
Whether
wow.
it's a new ingredient or a different type of cuisine, or just looking for products that, match your values.
Yeah.
There's so much out there waiting to be discovered.
It's all about adventure, realizing that even everyday things can be special.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe someday we'll be doing a deep dive on a website you found.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, inspired by what we talked about today.
So to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep those taste buds adventurous.
Well said.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.